Why, hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. If you don't know this voice by now, then why are you watching this YouTube video or listening to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcast, or Podbean.com or their official app? What is up, guys? It is James, aka Jimmy Pancakes 20, back to do a new video / podcast for you. And this one is my final one that I have to do before the official Halloween season begins. So today is Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025, and I'm finally releasing my Not Scary Farm 2025 full lineup announcement video / podcast. Now, a really quick thing for people that don't follow me on social media sites. For like the last 2 to 3 days, I've been having some technical difficulties with both YouTube and Podbean. And originally I had a video form for this that was all ready to go, that was pre-recorded, that was going to come out sooner than today's date. But that video messed up and stuff, and I didn't have time to pre-record another video with my mom, Marsha. She's here with me doing this podcast / video with me, and usually I'll have photos and stuff in these videos that I do on YouTube. But unfortunately, I do not have my laptop with me because the last couple of days I've been spending a couple of nights at my mom's place, and so I left my laptop at home. So this is only audio form that's going to go on Podbean and YouTube, where it's just going to be the audio of my voice with no photos. So that is the reason why it happened. I had a lot of technical difficulties. I don't have my laptop with me. That's why you're seeing this video form on YouTube the way it is. So I usually will do photos and stuff when I'm talking about and sharing videos. But for this particular one, I could not, because after we get this video / podcast up, tomorrow, Thursday, September 4th, is the official start of the Halloween Horror Nights. The Halloween season, and our first thing that we're doing is Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood for opening night. And I'm going to do another short video after this one explaining what our plans are for opening night of Halloween Horror Nights, which is going to be a very short video, and I'm going to be putting that up the day that we are going. So that video will be up tomorrow before we head to Universal, so you guys can know exactly what our plans are. So I just wanted to give that short little intro. So let me introduce my co-host. You know her, you love her, my mom, Marsha. So Mom, say hello.
Hello, everybody.
So, are you ready to talk about Not Scary Farm 2025 full lineup announcement?
Yes, and I'm very excited for it.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, and enjoy this Not Scary Farm 2025 full maze lineup announcement video / podcast. So, this year for Not Scary Farm, they are debuting 2 new mazes. And the way that their mazes are set up is they have 4 of them in a backstage area, and then the rest of them are in backstage areas that are near the inside the theme park. So all the mazes, all the scare zones, all the shows are located in the theme park, but 4 of them are in backstage areas that you cannot get access to only during Not Scary Farm. So, the first one that we're going to talk about is a brand new maze that's located in warehouse number 1. So, the first 4 mazes that we're talking about are located in these giant warehouses. That's what they call them. And they're all located behind Ghost Rider. So the backstage area behind Ghost Rider. And so this first one is a brand new maze that's debuting this year. That's called Mary, the Haunting of... it's WORTH House. That is the official title for it. And this is replacing Waxworks, because the Waxworks last year in 2024. So, Mom, before we get into the details about this maze, your thoughts on it?
Yeah. Mary, I know the legend of Mary. And this one's going to be really scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it, but I'll be scared out of my wits.
Right.
What about you, James?
I'm just the details that they were saying was scary. So I will share a link to the creative panel that was during Not Scary Farm Reveal, where they have the two designers both for Mary and the other new one, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, called The Zoo. They talked about more detail of it. We only watched a little bit, and then towards the end of their presentation, they shared a couple of rooms and the facade for these mazes. And Marsha and I did not want to get spoiled by them. So if you guys want to see like the facades and stuff, I will put a link to that creative video if you want to see the facades and stuff. But if you want to just be spoiled free, I recommend not watching the video. But I will put a link to that video in case anyone wants to watch it. So this is the official detail of what this maze is, and then there are a couple of maze facts that I'm going to share with you guys as well. Venture into a creepy house at the end of the street where the walls hide a terrible secret. No one foolish ever goes there has ever come back out alive, but sure, this time it might be different, right? But careful not to stare into the mirror too long, or you never know what would be staring back from the other side. So, here are some maze facts for you guys that they talked about at the beginning. And then, as I said, if you want to see more detail, I will share the link to the video.
Because James and me didn't want to,
get spoiled.
Because we want to be surprised when we go there.
Right. So they did tell the backstory of this maze, so I will share that with you. Basically, the story is Mary had escaped a trial, and it takes place in the 1800s, and she started a new life, and one day she comes home and finds that her children and her husband are dead, and she's mopping the blood when some town folks come in and accuse her of murder, and she's saying, I did not do it. So they put her in a shower grave, beat her to death, and cut out some of her hair. And at the end, they throw a small mirror. So in her last breath, she transformed. What's the word I'm looking for? She basically put her soul through the mirror. And so she was kind of doing like shrines. So this was all announced in the announcement video. So I will also put a link to the announcement video for you guys if you guys want to check that out as well. So something else that they don't show in the video is after Mary does her thing where she transport her soul into the mirror. She goes to the underground and she's looking for her family, and she can't find them. And there is these creatures that we're going to meet in the maze. We don't know exactly what the creatures look like. And then eventually she turns more and more evil, which you're going to see in the maze. So that's the first part of the announcement video. Then the second part of the announcement video, it's now present day. And basically, it continues the story in modern day where you see two girls talking about the legend. And one of the girls does the Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary 3 times, where you turn off the light, you look inside a mirror, you say her name 3 times. But nothing happens at first. But then I'm going to let you guys watch the end of the announcement video, because I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. So if you want to see the end of that announcement video, check the link down below. So also some other facts too. It's the same house that Mary was cleaning the blood and stuff. And basically, she's going back to this house trying to look for her family throughout the year. She's hearing the laughter and stuff. And eventually her house turns into a group home. And that's what you see modern day. And she remembers what happens to her. And she becomes Bloody Mary. So that's kind of like what the backstory is. So some other fun facts. This is their own version of Bloody Mary from the legend. The maze takes place in a group home for misplaced teenagers. So 2 teenagers is what you see in the announcement video. So where the maze starts for us is we are trick-or-treaters on modern day Halloween horror, or on modern Halloween night. And we go into the house and we try to find out what happened after the 2 girls summon Mary. And you find out what happened to not only to the girls, but what happened in this house. And that's where I'm going to leave it at.
But like we said, we didn't want to get spoiled, and we didn't want to go too far into the video.
So, just one last fact that I wanted to share. There are 2 parts of this maze. There is the group home, and then eventually we're going to go into Mary's world. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know how they're going to do it. It's kind of like the same thing they did for Widows, where it was the nursing home, and then eventually you went into the spider lair.
Yeah.
So that's all the facts.
2 different parts in the house.
But I don't know how exactly they're going to do it. But there you go. So, Mom, your thoughts on this?
Interesting. They never did a Bloody Mary house before. It sounds really, really good. I'm looking forward to seeing it. But I'm probably going to be scared going through that house.
Yeah.
Because I know the legend of Mary, and if they do it really, really good, this house is going to be #1 at Not Scary Farm.
And
I can't wait to see it. Your thoughts, James?
I really can't wait to see it either. So we're definitely going to be checking out the 2 new haunted houses this year at Not Scary Farm. So then we're going to talk about a returning maze that debuted in 2024, and I just mentioned it. Widows. It's returning, so we're going to go back into the nursing home, and we're going to go see the Spider Queen again. So I'm just going to give you the details on the from the official website. Can you hear it? The spider poisoned residents of a convalescent home. We're practicing the special place for you. Enter the webs and surround in the darkness. So pretty much, if you guys don't know, Widows debuted last year. Basically, the story is this voodoo queen. Was a lot older. She got placed in the nursing home, and she didn't like the nursing home, so she did a curse on the nursing home by calling the goddess of spiders, and basically the spiders took over the other people in the nursing home, and eventually you went down into the spider layer. So that's a returning maze. I don't know if there's going to be any new rooms, because when there's a returning maze, sometimes they make changes in it, but they didn't really talk about the changes like they did in previous announcement videos back in the day. So there you go. So that's Widows for you.
This is the one I tricked James into seeing, and I didn't tell him there were spiders in there, and he doesn't like spiders. So, I'm glad this maze is coming. They scared me in this maze, and can't wait to see it. James, you?
I can't wait to see it either. Because I'm already used to it now, so it's not going to be as scary as last year.
Yeah.
So basically, how it works is the first maze that's right under Ghost Rider. The first maze is going to be the new maze that we just talked about, Mary. Then the warehouse 2 is going to be where Widows was. And that used to be home to the Depths, if anyone remembers the Depths. That's also where Voodoo was. And back in the day, that's also where Endgames used to be.
Right.
Okay? Now, warehouse number 3, where this second new maze is going to debut, that's where Bloodline 1842 was. And then for a long time, that's also where Paranormal Inc. was a long time ago.
Yep.
There you go. So the second new maze for this year is called The Zoo. Okay? So I'm going to give you the description, the official description on the website, and then we're going to talk about some fun facts from the maze that was in this creative panel, which I said I will put a link down to if you guys want to get more details. Something has taken over an abandoned zoo. What was once for a living showcase of exotic animals has been transformed into a terrifying lab of animal and humans experiments, hybrid creatures that turn on their creators, and compounders crawling with mutated soldiers thirsty for vengeance. Rumored has spread that the mutated monsters are planned something that will change everything. And we're going to get to that statement in just a moment, because you guys are probably wondering what that means. So basically, I'm going to tell you the facts. So basically, the story for this is, it takes place in an old abandoned zoo where the government has taken over and is using humans and animals and turning them into these new super soldiers hybrids. As I just mentioned. Like putting our animal instincts in us, but with live animals.
Right.
So the doctor that's in charge is called, her name is Maggie something. I don't remember exactly what he says, but Daniel Miller says it better. But this is a link to an old maze that used to be there called the Asylum, where the doctor of the asylum, this is her great-granddaughter that's now in charge of this. Basically, it's a secret military base.
And they're experimenting on people.
Yes. Yes, so basically it's a secret lab that turns people into 3 different hybrids. So you have 3 choices. You can either do it by surgery, by chemical, or the genetics. Kind of like what they did in the old movie The Fly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Okay, so now this is a very important because I have to tell people this. Okay? And we learned this during the announcement video. The mazes are going to run normally with all the lights on and everything from the moment that Not Scary Farm opens. So probably from 7 p.m. until about 11 p.m. So it's going to run normally for about 3 hours. After 11 p.m., all the lights are going to be turned off. The creatures have taken over the factory. And you are going to be given a flashlight, and that's going to be your only light source.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically 2 mazes in one. You have the regular maze that's going to be operational until 11.
And then the darkness maze.
With only a flashlight after 11 p.m.
Yeah.
So that the night that we go, we're going to try to do both versions.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to try to do both versions.
Right.
And also, I will put a link to that announcement video as well if you guys want to check it out. So, there you go. So, your thoughts on this one, Mom?
I'm excited about this one. I love animals, but if they turn into those creatures, I won't like them. I'm excited about this maze. Sounds really, really good. And I cannot wait to see it. James, you?
I can't wait to see it either. Alright, and then to wrap up the mazes on the back of Ghost Rider, we have another returning maze that debuted last year in 2024, which was 8 Fingers 9. Step into a living fairy tale where we're in a colonist township is under siege by an inhuman monster that preys in the dark. As night dimmer, 8 Finger 9 basically is looking for people to eat. So basically, the whole premise for 8 Fingers 9 is he's a creature and he basically bites your fingers and puts you in sleep paralysis and he eats you alive. And basically, you don't want to go into the woods at night. And stuff like that. But I talk more about this maze in more detail in our Not Scary Farm 2024 review. So if you want more details about this maze, I will share it with you. But yeah, so that is a returning maze in a nutshell. So now we're going to move on. So every year for Not Scary Farm, after a maze has lived its purpose, it will always go away to make room for a brand new maze. And we came to one of these mazes that's going to be its final year this year. And I'm really sad about it, but we're definitely going to check out this maze before it goes. So, this maze is located in the Mystery Lodge. It's a returning maze, but it's its final year. It's been there for about 3 years, including this year to make it 3 years officially. It's called the Grimoire.
The book one, right?
The book one.
Yes.
And as I said, this is located in the Mystery Lodge. Turn the pages and enter an ancient relic where dark stories possess, turning the greatest nightmares into reality. Try to escape the horrors of creatures revealed from the mystery book, or were your soul eternally trapped in the pages of the next chapter. So, a little thing about this maze. Basically, you follow these 3 characters. Sam, and I forgot the other 2. I think it's Sam's. I forgot, but it's 3 kids that find this book, and she reads from the book, and all this chaos goes. So,
all the bad things happen.
All the bad things happen. You go into like a war zone. You go into like a 1950s family home. You go into like a nursery.
Then we go into a military thing.
Yeah, that was the trenches from World War I.
Right.
Yeah. So those are just some of the rooms in there, and at the end you find out what happened to the kids. Very good, very detailed. I did find some behind the scenes of a walkthrough of this maze, so I will also put a link to that as well if you guys want to see the behind the scenes of Grimoire, so you guys get more backstory in case this is your first year going in its final year, so you guys can get prepared. So that is Grimoire in a nutshell. And that maze debuted in 2022. Yes, it debuted in 2022.
What NOS does, they keep the mazes like 2 or 3 years?
No. It depends.
It depends on the maze, how good it is.
How good it is.
Yeah.
Usually, Knott's mazes usually last between 4 and 7 years sometimes. It really depends on how good the maze is doing. If it's starting to go down, then they will replace it with something new.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright, so the next maze that we're going to talk about, and this one is not going away. It's still a returning maze, but it might be coming up to its year, because it debuted in 2019, so it's been there for about 5 years. This is located in the Western Dance Hall. It's called Origins, the Curse of Calico.
The Green Witch.
Yep. Placed in the valley of time and discover the secrets of the evil fog that lurks over Not Scary Farm. In Origins, the Curse of Calico. Unveil the supernatural possession of the town as Sarah Marshall puts a curse on the town and reveals that she is the Green Witch. So basically, if you want to know the history of Ghost Town Streets, you will learn the history of it in this maze. And it was a good maze. I definitely want to go through it again this year. Last year we skipped it because we saw it multiple times because we've gone to Knott's a lot, and we did go through it when it debuted in 2019 and stuff like that.
I think we did in 2022.
Yeah,
I remember
22 and stuff like that. So we did a couple of years. So
when we go this year, I definitely want to see it again, James.
For sure. So there you go. And there's also behind the scenes of this maze too, which I will put a link if you guys want to see the behind the scenes for this one as well. All right. So moving on to our next maze, which is a returning maze. This maze debuted in 2023 for the 50th year anniversary of Not Scary Farm, which we never got to experience this maze until 2024, and we absolutely loved it. And it's themed to a scare zone that we're going to get to in a moment. But the maze we're talking about is Room 13, which is a returning maze this year. So really quick, there is a scare zone that we're going to get to later in this video / podcast where it's called the Goring 20s. And it's themed, it ties into this maze. So basically what it is you see, basically there are these protester people that are saying don't drink the devil's elixir, and there's also a secret bar in this location. I don't know if they do it anymore. I don't know if they closed it or not.
I don't know.
But when this scare zone debuted, there was a secret bar. I think there still is, where you have to find a password from one of the people in the scare zone. And so there's protesters, there's newspaper people, and there's gangsters, and you're trying to wonder, where does this devil's elixir's drink, where is it made? So in room 13, you find out where they make the devil's elixir.
And you don't want to drink it.
You don't want to drink it.
No.
All right. Violent murders at the, this takes place in the 1920s. Basically, you discover where the devil's elixir is made. And, it's somewhere under a certain thing, which is a hotel, and the basement below is where they make the devil's elixir. And you find out what the drink actually makes people do. And that's all I'm going to say, because I don't want to spoil it for anyone that's planning to go to Not Scary Farm this year. When you go for this maze, you see what people do, what the devil's elixir make people do. Mm-hmm. And then you find out where it's made.
Right.
There you go. Mm-hmm. So that is a returning maze. Next maze we're going to talk about is, and this maze location, room 13, before we move on, this is located inside the arcade by Bear Wide Tales. It's like that new ride that's there. I don't know, but that's where this maze is located. Alright, so the next maze we're going to talk about is also a maze that debuted in 2013. Mm-hmm. No, in 2023, not 2013.
Right.
2023. Again, another maze that was debuted for the 50th anniversary, which Marsha and I got to finally go through it in 2014. This is located in the Boardwalk Theater, and it's called Cinema Slasher. So, basically what this is there's this movie theater called the Midnight Theater, and basically it's showing a trio of films that's called Slasher in the Dark something, where Slasher in the Dark is the main character, And the 3 movies that you go through is Trick or Treat, and it's themed based off the Trick or Treat house that was there for a long time.
Yep.
Then Camp Gonna Get You, which was, I want to say it was a house back in the 80s or 90s.
Right.
And then the third one is Slasher the Dark Slaughterhouse.
Yes.
And then also there was movie posters in the lobby that are from past mazes that are no longer there. I saw one for Doll Factory. And then some of these posters that you see in the lobby might be future mazes that we might see come to Not Scary Farm in the future.
I saw a couple that I want mazes for in there.
Yeah.
From last year.
But you think you're going into a movie theater all nice and pretty, but then you realize that the movie theater burned down 50 years ago. And that's all I'm going to say. And you find out the true state of the theater at the end of the maze.
It's really good. Go see it this year.
And again, there's a behind the scenes walkthrough of this maze that I will put a link to as well in case anyone wants to see a behind the scenes look of Slasher Cinema.
Go see it. Really good. The mazes that are leaving, go see them, or you'll miss out.
All right, now we come to our second maze that is officially leaving this year. And this is located behind Accelerator. This maze debuted in 2021.
Mesmer.
Yes. Mesmer Sideshow of the Mind is a returning maze this year, but it's its final year. Pretty much what it is Mesmer is a guy that mind controls people, that turns them into a zombie state where they're not really dead, but they're not really alive, and he makes them do weird,
a
lot of crazy stuff. We talked about it more detail in our Not Scary Farm 2024 review, but it's basically you're going into his circus, and he does some messed up things, and there was a couple of scenes that were gross, but not too bad. But I think it was a good choice, it being final year, because it's kind of gone downhill. It was good when it first debuted, but now it's just kind of gone downhill.
Yeah.
So.
And James and me might see that maze. We're not sure. When we go. But if you want to see Mesmer, come to this year's event and see all the mazes that are leaving. Or you're going to miss big time out.
All right. And then the final maze that we're going to talk about, this is located at the entrance of Camp Snoopy, and this is the maze that I'm happy is staying around. I don't know for how much longer, but this maze debuted in 2023 for the 50th year anniversary, and this one is called the Chilling Chambers. And this one is a very special one because it's celebrating 50 years of Not Scary Farm. Basically they selected like 4 different mazes to recreate in this maze, and one of them is one that I almost got to go see live in person. In 2011, I had a friend that was going to Not Scary Farm in 2011, and I had the opportunity to go see this particular maze, but I didn't. I thought maybe it was going to come back in 2012, but realizing it
left in 2011.
I got to see the walkthrough of it on YouTube, but I'm bummed that I couldn't see it in person. but it's okay. It was the 40th anniversary for Not Scary Farm, so that was the first year that I went, was in 2012 for the 40th. Mm-hmm. So I kind of made a good decision, stuff like that. But the mazes that they did was the Asylum. They recreated this maze, a maze called the Underground. And then they didn't theme it to a particular circus or clown maze, but it was just all around clown theme. And then at the very last chamber you go through is they recreate some scenes from Doll Factory, and that was the maze that I could have went through in 2011, but I never got to see it in person. So I'm happy that we're going to definitely go through this again. I don't know if they're going to change it up or if it's going to be the same maze, but I'm going to be happy to go in for the Doll Factory again in this maze. So there you go. So those are
really good.
All the mazes.
This one's really good. Enjoyed it. I didn't recognize half of the mazes because I started going in 2014. 14 to Knott's. And I've been going ever since, but some of those mazes, like, James, what are these? I had to ask him.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know half of the mazes.
But as soon as we got to the Doll Factory one, I knew it right away. And I geeked out. I think you'll see it in the vlog video for Knott's.
Yeah.
I think I geeked out.
But if you want to see all those mazes that are leaving, come this year, because next year they won't be there.
And there also was a behind-the-scenes walkthrough of the Chilling Chambers that I will put a link to as well. Okay? So those are all the mazes. So we're going to talk about the ride really quick. The Timber Mountain Log Ride Howling Hootenanny is open during the day and at night. So you can see it during the day at Knott's Berry Farm or during nighttime at Knott's Scary Farm. I've never rode the log ride. I only rode it one time for a maze that was in the log ride in 2012. But when I get to the history video for that, I will talk about that maze. But that was the only time I ever rode the log ride. So there you go. So now let's talk about the scare zones. My absolute favorite one, this is what started Knott's Scary Farm all those years ago. Ghost Town Streets. It's the original one. Ghost Town Streets / Fog Alley. So that is returning. So your thoughts on that, Mom?
I love this maze. And there's sliders in this maze that can scare you too.
Not this maze, Scare Zone.
Scare Zone, sorry. I meant to say Scare Zone. The Scare Zone's really good. They get me every time. And, when the fog comes, you don't know where the actors are. So they can scare you behind, in front, side. The really good maze, really good Scare Zone. And I like it every year. James?
I like it every year too. So the next one we're going to talk about is a Scare Zone. Which is in Camp Snoopy. Which is they debuted in 2013. Which was called the Gauntlet. But I'm going to read this really quick. This is an old Scare Zone that was there throughout the 90s and the 2000s, and then from 2016 to 2022, there was a Scare Zone called the Hollow that was in Camp Snoopy, which was the Headless Horseman and his army. So then they decided to bring the gauntlet back, but in a brand new way. And basically what it is, it's the king and queen versus this other army. So that's pretty much what the gauntlet is. The next Scare Zone we're going to talk about, this one debuted in 2019, Forsaken Lake. And this is underneath Silver Bullet. And it's basically these people that are underneath like Forsaken Lake rise from the grave every October, and they're looking for new victims. And about 3 or 4 times a night, they do a little show in that Scare Zone that's called the Funeral Procession. Mm-hmm. And then after that, you can take some photos with some of the scare actors in that zone.
Right.
We saw that show multiple times, but we're going to try to catch it this year.
Right.
Okay?
I want to see it this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. So the next Scare Zone we're going to talk about is located in the boardwalk area, and it's all clowns, called Carnival. And this is a Scare Zone that debuted back in 2000, and it's been there ever since in the same location.
I like the Scare Zone. They always scare me. I try to run, but sometimes I can't run. And I remember one time James and me were doing a video.
Mm-hmm.
And the clown came behind us and scared the bejeebers out of us.
Uh-huh.
So they can scare you when you're sitting down. They can scare you when you're standing up. They can chase you. Really like the Scare Zone. What about you, James?
I really do like that Scare Zone. Yeah, one of my favorites. And the final one that we're going to talk about, this is located near the arcade/bumper cars, the Goring 20s, which we just talked about, where you have these gangsters, you have people that have signs about the Devil's Lister, there's a newspaper article, but also this Scare Zone does a little show too, where they have a live band that's playing, and they have some dancers, so they do that, I wouldn't say every 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure, but it's random. Sometimes you'll see it, sometimes you won't.
But what I like about the Scare Zone, they can interact with you too.
All the Scare Zones do.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if you want the most interactive, this is the one that has the most interactive. I would say this one in Clowns, Carnival, and this one has the most.
Goring 20s has the most.
Yeah.
Interactive. You can interact with them.
Yes. All right, and then to wrap up this podcast/videos, we're gonna quickly go through the shows and then talk about something that's returning, which I'm very happy about, and I hope that it stays around for a while. And then we're going to talk about our plans of when we're going to Not Scary Farm at the end of this video. So, going to go through the shows really quick. The first show is Conjurers, that's located in the Birdcage Theater, where basically what they used to do, they used to have different magicians that would come throughout the season. I don't know if they hired like one full one now that does show all the time. I know last year when they did it, if you're just wondering, my mom's cat just came up on the couch and she wants attention. So, so yeah. So I don't know if it's gonna be the same magician that's there all the time or if they're gonna have different ones. So your thoughts on this, Mom?
I like musicians. When I was younger, I saw musicians a lot, and I would love to check out a show, But if we can't, then we can see it, when we go back.
Right. All right, so the next show we're going to talk about, it's in French, so just bear with me. I don't know how to freaking say it, so I'm going to say it the best I can. El Montre Circus de Grande. It's in the minecart. It's on the Calico Mine stage. Step right up and walk into a mystic and dark of Circus de Lanterne, a collection of death-defying acts and carnival acts that will be your darkest desires. So it's basically kind of like a carnival with different acts. Mm-hmm. We did pass through this a couple times when the show was going on.
Yeah.
We did see it, but we never saw like a full show of it.
No. Because we were too busy doing the maze, scare zones and stuff.
Right.
So
that's a show. And then, of course, The Hanging is returning this year. It's being written and directed by Jeff Tucker. So the title for this show this year is called The Hanging. There's a new tariff in town. So it's kind of like a joke of a new sheriff's in town. But they call it a new tariff is in town.
Right.
It's going to be in the Wagon Theater. Before it used to be on the minecart. It used to be on the Calico Mine stage.
Yeah.
And then they built that new stage, and now they put it in the Wagon Theater.
Right.
So this is the first it's been there for a couple of years where you can finally sit down and naturally watch the show instead of standing like what you had to do for the old shows.
I could not stand that long,
The town of Calico once again comes under siege, and the lawman and the hayman reach up and battle the demons in an all-out bloody featuring the violent villains of the past year. Grab a seat at the wagon feel and bear witness to the ultimate sketch comedy. And there are warnings. The show contains adult themes and may not be suitable for children. So just fair warnings for parents that are listening. The Hanging might not be a good show for your parent. For your kids. Not your parent.
For the kids.
Okay. Then the final show is called Into the Fog Art Show. I do not know where this location is. They didn't share where it was. But basically, it's these different artists that show their art that are passionate about Not Scary Farm, and they sell their art too. So it's kind of like a museum and an art gallery. Right. It's a museum, art gallery, and you can buy the art. So yeah, that's all the shows. So the final thing we're going to talk about, which I'm happy they're bringing back, and I can't wait to see what's new in there. The Legacy Store and Museum is returning this year. It debuted in 2023 for the 50th year anniversary, and we got to see it in 2024.
And James filmed it, so check out that video for him.
Right. I'm going to film it again this year.
Right.
So basically, it's a retail shop. It has costumes and props from past mazes, and there's different sections that are themed.
Right.
So there you go. So you can see it during the day. It's open during the day, and it's also open during Not Scary Farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. So that is everything that's going to be there at Not Scary Farm this year. Your thoughts, Mom?
I'm excited to go, but we only go one time. But I can't wait to go. See the new mazes, the old mazes, and one last hurrah for the mazes that are leaving. I would love to see all of them.
Uh-huh.
And I can't wait to go.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, James?
I can't wait to see the mazes. Especially the 2 new mazes. I definitely want to see if we can do both versions of the zoo. The normal one, and then go back there to see the with flashlights only.
But I want to get the front of the line pass.
Yeah, definitely. We're planning to get the front of the line for the day that we're going. So now let's talk about it. Our plan is we're going to go sometime in October, and we're trying to plan to go before my birthday on October 9th, or maybe after my birthday.
Right.
We're just going to figure that out. So definitely, we will let you guys know on both of our social medias when we are going. So that is going to be it. So I want to thank my co-host, my Mom Marsha, for joining me for this video again.
You're welcome.
And if you want to follow her, you can follow her on X. And you can also follow her on Instagram. She doesn't post that much, but she does post sometimes. If you want to follow me, your host, James, aka Jimmy Pancakes 20, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Facebook, X, that used to be known as Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and also for people that only follow me on YouTube, I share on the post tab on my YouTube channel. So that is pretty much it. So now all of the videos are done. Everything that I said I was going to do. And starting tomorrow starts our Halloween season for 2025. So, as I said, in the morning, I'm going to be doing short videos that I'm going to be sharing on my Instagram, sharing on all my social media sites. And then the next day, on Friday, September 5th, or Saturday, September 6th, I will be releasing our
Halloween
Horror Nights Opie Night vlog video. And throughout the time that we're at
Horror Nights,
I'll be sharing posts throughout the night as much as I can. So yeah. So look forward to. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing a short video because I know a lot of fans like to meet me. So I'm going to be sharing what exactly I'm going to be wearing. And also to let you guys know, the ticket that we bought was the 2 p.m. after 2 p.m. entrance. So we'll be in the park by 2 o'clock. We're going to check out some of the daytime attractions. And then we're going to also hit the early entry mazes. So probably our first maze that we're going to hit is Terrifier.
And Poltergeist.
So that's basically what our plan is. But I'm going to be sharing that more in a short video tomorrow morning to let people know so you guys can see. But I just wanted to share a little bit of that in the end of this video. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day, night, morning, afternoon, whenever you're watching this video on YouTube or listening to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcasts, or Podbean.com or their official app. I was your host, James, aka Jimmy Pancakes 20, signing off, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.